The property market is red hot. House prices are going through the roof, the weather's even warming up, and freedom is upon us. But if you're a first home buyer, don't make one of these 4 key mistakes we see people make and live to regret it. If you want to find out, watch the full video for more. I have seen quite a few questions from first home buyers on here, and I was surprised that when I mentioned we were going to talk about mistakes that first home buyers would make, I thought that might have upset a few people, but I'm glad a lot of you on the line have been honest and said, yes, I'm worried. What should I do? What are the mistakes? I don't want to do it. So, can someone perhaps run through, when the market's hot, the weather's getting hot, we've had Freedom Day, everyone goes cuckoo and goes a bit crazy. The one place you don't want to go crazy is when you're trying to buy a home. So can someone run through, a couple of the key mistakes and or traps that people, particularly first home buyers, might fall for, and how they can avoid them or manage themselves through to get the best out of the situation?
First thing, don't panic. Okay. We've been hearing all this stuff, it's the market's crazy, this is happening, prices are going crazy. Step one, take a deep breath. As my dad would tell me, go and take a Panadol, go lie down, chill. Okay, so number one, don't panic. Now, when I get more into that, you go, Lucas's favorite thing is FOMO. So tip number one, or you want to call it tips, whatever you want to call it. Firstly, don't panic, and don't get caught up in the fear of missing out trap. So when I'm talking about that, when you go to auction, we're hearing, we know there's record things are happening, all this stuff is, and you can get into a panic or get into the hype of things. When you go to an auction, have a plan. Know what you can spend, know what you're prepared to spend, and stick to that plan. Don't get caught up saying, I'm going to miss out, and put yourself under pressure. So that's a very important tip. What thing is, don't get caught up with that. And that's a big mistake some people do and get themselves into trouble. And also part of that thing is, as we hear, the market, all this information, the market's going crazy. Don't get caught up in the hype. Okay, yes, it is crazy at the moment. However, as we've seen with previous peaks and stuff like that, things do start leveling off. We'll also see more vendors trying to get into that market, going, right, it's now time, let's get in there. So again, don't panic. There's going to be a thing where you can look at it, things will level out, and you just got to look at it in a sensible fashion. As you've said many times, this is one of the most important things you're buying. It's so don't panic. Another thing that people misunderstand, they get their pre-approval and they think now they can just go out and buy whatever they want. It's important that they understand that pre-approval is not that they've now got a check in their hand. Pre-approval is basically the bank assessing your ability to repay a loan. So they will say, he's got a pre-approval of X amount of dollars. That doesn't mean get out there and just go berserk and buy that, because the bank will still need to check that house out and see if it comes up to valuation. In terms of that, you get it. So again, just be very careful that pre-approval doesn't mean a check in the hand that you can go and buy any old piece of junk. The other thing as well, everybody goes, the house has to be perfect. And we just talked about compromise, and make sure that you do have some compromises, not with location, because we've always been very clear about that, but other things within a house. So it has to have natural light, whatever. Have some things that you are prepared to be flexible on. So you have a few keys that are deal breakers, and the rest of the things have some things that you are prepared to compromise on. And those will be the key things. So don't panic, don't get caught up in FOMO, don't misunderstand your approval, understand your list of non-negotiables. And the thing that, again, the panic side of thing, linking in that, the market will, it's a stabilized, just be very careful, be sensible when you're out there looking to buy.